And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, or anything I feel would benefit you. And let me remind you, if you ever have any more finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you, and you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990 or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are no operators standing by. I am it. While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And yes, of course, we are celebrating today. We celebrate every day on Ron Siegel Radio. Gotta love it in our country. Great day as always. National Tell a Fairy Tale Day. For those individuals who are believers today, Ash Wednesday. I wish everyone well for their holiday. If that is something that your family or your individual you believe and follow, congratulations, or wishing you all the best today. And National Pistachio Day. I enjoy pistachios. I obviously haven't beaten anorexia. I'll eat almost anything as long as it's not moving too quickly. Just throw that out there. Looking at the markets today, it's been another one of those rocky days. Markets were up over 300 points at one time, as measured by the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Now, up 112 points as I speak to you. The S&P 500, that one is up 27.53 as we speak. We're also looking at the markets. The NASDAQ up 58 points as we speak. Oil down 40 cents a barrel. I saw the oil reports come out this morning. As we typically will get in a time when we've got a virus like this going on, where we are worried about this coronavirus, right? The travel, we're not using as much oil. Airlines are not flying as much. People are not traveling as much. China's, from what I just read, 4 million barrels a day less is what they're using in China. So all over the world, we're using less oil. But we are in Calizuela, so we can anticipate gas prices going up. And then you have the fire of the year over in Carson. You never hear about fires hardly any place, or explosions any place other than Carson, California. Wonder why that is. Is there a reason why Carson has a problem keeping control of the refineries over there? I digress. National average for gallon of gasoline, $2.47.2. Go to Mississippi, you can pay $2.14.8. Go to Hawaii, $3.57.6. And in Calizuela, we are at $3.48.5. Yeah, not a good place to be if you're looking to buy gasoline. But hey, you know something? It is what it is. We just keep voting for the same people to keep us on the higher end of gasoline prices. Absolutely, it is what it is. I mean, it's amazing how we have that happen. Are we able to hear that? Yeah, for some reason, I don't think we're getting that coming through our broadcast right there. But we'll figure out what's going on with that. See if we've got. I don't know if some of our message board, our board is coming up at all or not. So we'll have to check that out during the break. I'm not sure we've got any sound coming through. We're going to check that out for you as well. Let me just take a quick gander at our board over there and see if we've got some technical issue that we really need to be looking. It tells you we are doing a live broadcast. You don't have technical issues when you don't have a live broadcast. But hey, you know something? That's kind of what happens on every once in a while. We get that coming up. Let's see what's going on in the news. Obviously, last night was the presidential. I think the Democrats called it a presidential debate, but I'm not so sure how much of a debate it really was when you start watching what's going on. And how CBS, you got to love this one. So CBS actually has commercials from Mike Bloomberg has commercials running during the debate. How can CBS allow that? I mean, it's supposed to be news. So you get to say what you want to in the middle of the debate. Really? Is that the way they run things at CBS? It fascinates me how they can do something along those lines. But that's when you have the liberal media and they don't care about what's going on. You got and a candidate who's just looking to buy his way into the election. It fascinates me how that can even be anywhere remotely happening. But as we say,
it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. What else is going on? Let's take a look at the morning briefing this morning. Always looking for what's going on in the markets to keep you up to date. So we had the debate, or so to speak. I mean, basically all the Democrat debates right now, because of the way they're fashioned and the moderators who are, I'm going to say, fairly poor, it's just a free-for-all. It's not really a debate. We're not getting into substance. We get to hear their talking points over and over again. We're this far along, and we've still got 7 people on the stage, probably too many. They all were ganging up. Last week, they're ganging up on Mike Bloomberg. This week, it's ganging up time on Bernie Sanders. They all talk over one another, so you can't figure out who's really speaking unless you really know their voices. But Bernie Sanders is in the lead, probably end up getting with a vast majority of the votes. We're going to see what happens there. It's going to be fascinating to watch the Democrats, because if you recall, when President Trump was elected, their big comment was, you can't, you can't have a candidate that doesn't have the majority of the votes. Well, with California going heavy Bernie, or looking like it's going to go heavy Bernie, he'll probably end up with the majority of the popular vote, but will he get the most delegates? Will he get the Democrat nomination? That'll be fascinating to see. Saturday, we see South Carolina's primary. Next week's game-changing Super Tuesday contests surpassed last week's debate in Las Vegas as the most contentious of the primary season to date. Candidates sparred with the moderators and ripped into each other on spending, foreign policy, and more. Fears have spread among the candidates and establishment Democrats that Sanders, fresh off wins in several states, could be unstoppable. And obviously, Pocahontas pandering, wanting to get her share of time. She's probably going for the vice presidential side if she can get to keep in favor with Bernie Sanders. And moving right along, what else is going on? We had that debate. We talked to you about that. What is going on? The coronavirus. It's fascinating listening to some of the individuals who have had some experience here, talking about the idea that the coronavirus, yes, we understand what's going on there. The concern is it any worse than our normal flu? Other than the fact that China They didn't divulge the information, so they're getting a lot of information coming out right away. We just saw that a flight attendant on a flight to the U.S. has the coronavirus, so probably exposed everybody on that plane to the coronavirus. Not a good idea. Officials from the 2020 Summer Olympics in Tokyo said a decision on any changes due to the outbreak still months away. So we're watching from that standpoint. Former Egyptian autocrat Hosni Mubarak died at age 91. According to officials yesterday in Egypt. So watching that one doesn't have much effect on us here. Let's see what else is going on in the news. Yeah, it's Bob Iger. Yeah, Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, stepping down. The shares fell 2% after hours. Co-CEO of cloud-based software giant Salesforce to step down. Founder Mark Benioff serve as sole CEO. So that's a change over there. Amazon opens first Amazon Go cashierless grocery store in Seattle. Fascinating looking at that one. So Amazon getting away from the fight for minimum wage. So Seattle increased their minimum wage. Now in the first Amazon cashierless store, they don't have to worry about the minimum wage anymore. They've got a living wage. They are unemployed. Watch out for that one. Got a great program lined up for you today. It's something that's been going on for quite a while. And we want to get into this topic. We're going to be talking about this a whole lot. College planning dilemma, the student loan crisis. We're going to be chatting about that. We'll talk about selling your home. Now may be the time. Those people that are concerned, wondering about the idea, is this the right time to refinance a home? So we'll chat about that part as well. All that more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990 or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Gold Star Mortgage when you're ready for that next mortgage. Gold Star has the programs, anything you can imagine, they are available. Bank statement loans, non-income loans, business owner loans, self-employment loans, FHA, VA, USDA, conventional jumbo, super jumbo, interest only, 40 years. They're all there. Just give me a call at 800-306-1990. We will see what we can do for you. The Dow Jones Industrial Average now up 62 points. I told you it was up over 300 earlier today. The NASDAQ up 63 points. The S&P 500 up 18 points. Mortgage-backed securities, we'll talk about that in a minute. 10-year Treasury is down another, it's flat right now. 132.90. It just changed while I am speaking to you or with you. Mortgage-backed securities up 6 basis points. Now, a lot of folks, I've got a couple of messages already today saying, you know something, Ron, I see the market is down, and it's been down drastically. Does that mean I cannot refinance my house? Is it the wrong time now? And the answer is au contraire. Right? The idea here is now is the time that you do want to. When the stock market goes down, frequently we see the bond market go up, which means interest rates are down. So right now is the right time to be looking at that. Let's also look and see what's going on as we speak in why the markets are doing what they're doing, what is causing them. So again, stocks, we've seen 1,900 points lost in the last 2 days. Dow was up earlier. Now it's up just a little bit, about 100 points as we speak. When you see something down 1,900 over 2 days, the fact that it's up slightly right now is not a major issue. So we're used to getting rebounds like this. That happens very, very frequently. So don't get too excited about that yet. We're also looking new home sales up 8% in January, which was much stronger than expectations. But believe it or not, this doesn't tell the whole strength of the report. December reading was revised higher by 2% when factoring in the revision. Sales were really up 10%. On a year-over-year basis, sales are up 19%. Median home price was reported at $348,000, which was up 14% year-over-year. Remember, this is the median price, not appreciation. Homes are appreciating at 3.8% according to Case-Shiller and 5.2% for lower-priced homes according to FHFA. The estimate of new houses for sale at the end of January was 324,000 homes. That's a 5.2%, a 5.2 month supply. Now, remember when we talk about supply and homes available, or supply of homes available, we are always looking at that in terms of 3 to 6 months is a normalized market. So if we're looking at less than 6 months supply, we're looking at it's not the norm in the market. So we want to remember that. The idea here under that means we're in a seller's market. Properties are probably selling faster than what most people are thinking is a healthy number. So just showing you on our, if you're watching us, RonSiegelRadio.tv right now, the new home sales report for January. So we've got that right there on the screen. Media did not have anything bad to say about the report. Holy cow. Even Diana Olick, which rarely gets anything right on when it comes to housing, you know, even she came up saying it was a beautiful beat. So that's a Diana
It
Olick.
is what it is.
Yeah, very fascinating there. Mortgage bonds reached their highest level since September 2016, which means rates are the best they've been. Act as a ceiling of resistance now because it went through that. Bonds have made a nice run over the last week. But if they are turned lower from here, they're a very wide range and there is significant room to the downside until we get to the 25-day moving average. That is the Mortgage Minute, again brought to you by our friends at Gold Star Mortgage when you're ready for that next mortgage. Gold Star has the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. So I've been sharing with you that we have been invited to join a nonprofit speakers bureau trying to spread the word of financial awareness. So the Society of Financial Awareness is the bureau that has asked us to join them and help spread the word. So one of the items that we are passionate about, we've told you about this in the past, is college planning. One of the biggest items I see on a regular basis from college planning is the fact, or from financing, is we see consistently a problem with folks being able to afford their housing or to buy a house because of student aid. So we're going to be going around the marketplace talking about this on a regular basis now, trying to help folks get some information, the information that they need on this college planning dilemma. And I don't know why it's not showing up these screens for you, because I want to make sure that you are getting the information that I'm sharing on the screen. So over the last years, college costs have skyrocketed 31%. That's over the last 5 years. So that is a very, very significant number. And let's see if we're getting that showing up for you. Yeah, okay, now we're finally getting it to, the screens seem to be changing. It's got a little bit of a delay here, so we just want to make sure that you do get the information. Average student graduates from a state school with $29,741 in debt. The average student graduates from a private school with $41,861 in debt. Ow! Yeah, we don't want that to be your child. We don't want your child to be the one that's getting that much debt as they leave school. No matter where your children go, it is expensive. See, it's not just tuition. You got to deal with books, room and board, living expenses. 4 years can easily cost $75,000 to $250,000 or more. Then if you've got 2 kids, 3 kids, 4 kids, multiply that $75,000 to $250,000 by that number, multiply the number of kids, keeps going up every year. College Board that's according to the College Board. Now, we don't always have the exact most current numbers. We have the most current that's available at a given time. Average cost of a private college university, about $40,000 a year. We'll give you some more specifics in a minute. Average cost of a public college, $17,000 per year. Costs have historically risen at 3 to 5 times the rate of inflation. Again,
It is what it is.
so here's a few actual costs. And again, this is the 2018-2019 school year, the latest numbers we had available at the time we made this. USC, $71,620. Chapman University, $72,000. University of San Diego, $67,000. UC Irvine, $33,000. UC Santa Barbara, $34,000. Cal State Fullerton, $27,000. Which one do you think is going to cost you out of pocket the most money? That is our issue for the day. 1 year cost, tuition, room and board, fees, $71,620. Again, we're looking at USC on this one. Wardrobe, transportation, books, insurance, medical. Add another $5,000. The first year, $76,620. And that comes out to a whopping $330,241 over the cost of a 4-year education. And believe it or not, we're not graduating in 4 years anymore. It's usually closer to 5.5. Average college cost increases at public universities, 7.9% per year. Private universities, 4 to 5% per year. That's just what's been happening recently. So who's eligible for financial aid? This is where the big misconception comes up. And people say, well, my income's too high. Well, the fact of the matter is, middle and upper income class children can qualify. Here, my child did not win a National Merit Scholarship. Well, need-based aid based on income, assets, and the number of children. But there is merit-based aid that does not look at the need. Still have to file some forms, though, to get that. There are millions of dollars of aid for kids with academic, artistic, and athletic talent. My child does not qualify for need-based aid. There is no hope. FAFSA form doesn't ask for home equity, which is one other issue there that we've got to talk about. Colleges are businesses and are concerned about their own enrollment and finances. And another misconception, it's a simple, easy, and fair process. That's a big myth. I should actually, where's my buzzer? I got to get my buzzer for that one. It's on here somewhere. Many believe it's not simple, easy, or fair. So we're watching that one. How do they determine if I am eligible, if your child is eligible? Well, they look at the COA minus the EFC. That tells them what the need is. So the COA is the cost of attendance. The EFC stands for the expected family contribution. That's the minimum amount you're expected to pay annually. The remaining need is the maximum amount of aid your family is eligible to receive. And the goal here, obtain the maximum amount of aid package allowable. We're going to talk more about this when we come back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. We'll also get a little bit of real estate in there for you. We're going to talk about that one as well. And obviously, we're going to continue, and you can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Connect with us, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few. Guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. In the real-time real estate segment today, being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text NEST, N-E-S-T, to 79564. Find your dream home before someone else does. NEST, N-E-S-T, 79564. Find that dream home. Housing market has started off much stronger this year than it did last year. Lower mortgage interest rates have been have been a driving factor in that change. The average 30-year rate in 2019, according to Freddie Mac, was 3.94. Today, that rate is closer to 3.5. The Census Bureau also just reported the highest home ownership rate since 2014 for people under 35. This is evidence that owning their own home is becoming more important to millennials as they reach the age where marriage and children are part of their lives. According to the latest Realtors Confidence Index survey from the National Association of Realtors, NAR, buyer demand across the country is strong. That's not the case, however, with seller demand, which remains weak throughout most of the nation. I shared the buyer traffic index and the seller index earlier today on our social media channels. Demand for housing is high, but supply is extremely low. NAR also just reported the actual number of homes currently for sale stands at 1.42 million, which is one of the lowest totals in almost 3 decades. Additionally, the ratio of homes for sale to the number purchased currently stands at 3.1 months of inventory. In a normal market, that would be nearly double that at 6 months of inventory. What does this mean for buyers and sellers? Buyers need to remain patient in the search process. At the same time, buyers must be ready to act immediately once they find the right home. Sellers may not want to wait until spring to put their houses on the market with demand so high and supply so low. Now is the perfect time to sell your house for the greatest dollar value and the least hassle. Bottom line, the real estate market is entering the year like a lion. There's no indication it will lose that roar, assuming inventory continues to come to market. That is the real-time real estate segment, again, brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text NEST, N-E-S-T, to 79564. Find your dream home before someone else does. If you've already found your dream home, text SLT Home Digest to 79564. Find, and we'll tell you there what the market thinks about your property, what the county recorder knows about your property. All that is right there for you. Again, text SLT Home Digest to 79564. So we're continuing our conversation today. We have been talking about the college planning dilemma. We're talking about the student loan crisis. It is a significant issue in our country. So in the last segment, we were talking about the costs of college. We've been talking about where the different schools are, what the cost for 4 years is. So the question that we want to talk about is how to get more need-based aid for college. It is a two-step process. Lower your expected family contribution. We call that in the college funding world EFC. Rearrange your financial affairs to potentially get more money by learning the legally established rules. Number 2, find the schools which will provide you with the maximum amount of free money. So that is a customized college search. We don't seem to talk about this idea. We ask our children, where do you want to go to school? But we neglect what I believe is our parental duty, and that's to say, what is the return on investment for each school? What is the return on investment for your desired degree? What do you want to do? What's going to make you happy? Okay, I get that, but if it's talking about basket weaving, you need to go to a school that's going to give you, that's not going to cost a whole lot of money, because not going to make a lot of money out of basket weaving. If you're looking to be an engineer, you want to go to a school that focuses on engineering and look at what the return on investment is for that discipline. So here's the steps of what to do. We don't want to ever tell you what you should do without giving you some of the steps of where are we going, what is the solutions. So step 1, example of a family lowering their expected family contribution. Again, we just use hypotheticals here. You've got adjusted gross income on both sides of $100,000. On both sides, you've got investments of $150,000. But if you notice if you're watching us, ronsiegelradio.tv, you can see this. If you've missed it on ronsiegelradio.tv, if you're listening to us on audio only on one of the radio stations that pick us up, you can go on to ronsiegelradio.com and look at the radio archives, and we'll have this posted later today. But if you look there, you want to have investments that have, on the left side, you see that there's $150,000 of assessed investments. On the right side, you've got $128,000 in investment, but only $21,700 in assessed. Both sides, we have a family of four, one in school. If you look on the left side, you'll see the family contribution, that EFC, expected family contribution of $18,000, but you dropped it to $10,000 by moving assets around on the right side. So family qualifies up to $8,000 more in financial aid per year, $32,000 over a 4-year span, because they took the time to understand the process, learned what they had to do, and obviously the bottom line is taking action. You know, when you talk about $100,000 and just here, you know, you're going to $150,000, you're still earning your investment income by moving it around. Even if you earned less, you're still looking at what 8% return just on the extra $8,000 because you took it off of your debts. Think about that. Investments that are not assessed in the DOE formula: the home you live in, the value of life insurance, retirement plans, that would be 401ks, pension funds, annuities, non-education IRAs, KEO plans, non-custodial parent assets. So that's a biggie. We'll talk about that more in a minute. Annuities, personal items, personal residence, family farms, businesses with less than 100 employees. If your business has more than 100, there's more to do with that. Oh, this is part of page 9 of the FAFSA based on the July 2019 to June 2020 FAFSA form. Step 2, again, it's packaging. So if you look here, USC, $71,620 with an expected family contribution, $10,000, you need $61,200. UC Santa Barbara, $34,000 is the cost. EFC still $10,000 on this one. Need $24,482. So take a look at where the numbers are, what you actually pay each school. Hypothetically for 2018, $71,620 less the school's going to provide, $61,620. Total cost of parents, $10,000. Looking at Santa Barbara, the total cost of $34,000. Their school need, the amount that they meet is not all of what you're getting. So you've got $4,400 short. School provides $20,075, EFC $10,000 plus that $4,400 shortage means it costs the parents $14,400, $4,400 more to go to UC Santa Barbara than it costs to USC, even though UC Santa Barbara base price is half the amount. Take a look at that. That's the important part right here. So again, it is all in the packaging. Let's see what we've got. It looks like we got the same slide in there. Oh, so we got the same slide in there twice. So we'll take a look at just some of the different numbers. Okay, so we have the first version and then we have the second version is what we're looking at here. So again, we're talking about packaging the file the right way when we go and just send it in based on what you have currently. When you change it around to change your EFC to 30,000 versus on each of them, need is 41,620. Again, USC meets a whole 100% of the need. UC Santa Barbara is getting 4,482. So here, look at the cost of parents: 30,000 on USC and 30,800. Right? So you go to a much more expensive school by getting the right packaging of your loan. So what is financial aid? Where does it come from? That is the question we're asking. There's grants, scholarships, loans, work, study, We've got endowment funds, government funds, outside sources. We want to focus on grants and scholarships. We want to avoid the loans. The endowment funds are good. Government money is good. Outside sources, depending upon what it is, that's good as well. All of these are different areas where the money is coming from. We're going to talk more about ways to package your loan. When we come back, you're listening to Ron Siegel Radio discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. I think I might have just messed up our slides right there. We'll just get this moved out of the way so we don't have a problem with it. But we're going to continue our conversation. We're going to get rid of the Your Credit Matters segment because I want to get more time for this college planning process. That's the important thing for us to discuss today. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter, @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score
need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime. At 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Your Credit Matters segment today being brought to you by CreditSanitizer.com. You have a credit report. It is wrong. What are you doing about it? Credit Sanitizer has the solution for you. We're going to dispense with the report this morning. I'll just tell you that Jeff Sipes and the Blue Water Credit team do a great job for Ron Siegel Radio listeners, but I want to make sure that you have some time to see the rest of this presentation or this discussion on the college planning dilemma. How much aid is available? That's the big question mark that we have right now. And there's a ton of aid available. Whoops, I think I just hit a slide that I shouldn't have right there. Undergraduate aid by source. If you look at them, private and employer grants, you've got $6.6 billion. Federal grant programs, other than Pell, 13.1. Pell grants, 34.8. All of these are in billions. Federal work study, 1 billion. Federal loans, that's when we need them, we use them sometimes, but we try to avoid those as much as possible, just because we want to keep you in the arena where you're getting free money, not money that you have to pay back. Tax credits, deductions, 9.1 billion. State grants, California has some, 13.4 billion. Institutional grants like endowments, that's another biggie. Yes, they are available, $29.7 billion. So how do you apply for the aid? Starts off with the FAFSA report, right? The free aid report. Must be filed to receive any federal aid. That would be merit-based or need-based. Even to get low-interest government loans, you start off with a FAFSA report. Some schools require the CSS, College Scholarship Services Profile Form. Again, top-tier schools, all the Ivy League schools require that one. Schools may have their own institutional forms, and there might be some forms required for certain families, the business and farm supplement, the divorce or separation agreement. Separations and divorces are one of the big issues because so many people fill that out incorrectly. They tend to put the person down or the information on the person who is paying for college, the parent that's paying for college, when the form really wants the custodial parent, so the one that the child lives with. And in many instances, they have the lower income. So we want to make sure that you're aware of doing that the right way. So information about the FAFSA, the new FAFSA guidelines starting October 1st, 2017, required that parents and students review the entire FAFSA. Once assisted in inputting your information, you must sign off on it. You can either do the whole thing yourself. I didn't like that idea. Or you can have somebody help you with it, but you've got to sign it. Keep in mind that this is your FAFSA and it is your responsibility to make sure the information is correct. And you are the only one that is allowed to sign the signature page. No one can help you with that. Board exams. What are the main differences between them? How important is it to do well on the board exams? What scores are likely to be required to gain admission to a top-tier program? You've got the ACT prep. You've got the SAT prep. There are different ones. Different schools require different forms or different programs. So the idea here is, depending upon what school you're going to, you need to do some homework. Depends on the prep course that you might need. Now, when you talk about all of these different forms and the different boards, right, you're always looking to get the right balance. Some of the schools are looking at the boards and grades, but they also want totally rounded students. They want well-rounded students. So they're not looking for just, you might have a 4.8 GPA, but not get accepted because you don't have any other outside activities. The schools want the services want more than just a minimal amount of just a single faceted, one faceted person. They want multifaceted. Now, I'm going to share with you that here's an issue that a lot of people don't want to think about, is some of these forms can be quite difficult to complete. That's why, as one of these services that we've connected for you as a listener to Ron Siegel Radio, is we've partnered with a service that's 25 years in the preparation world of doing FAFSA forms, 25 years of experience. And they provide the service. It's a one fee for the total undergraduate time of a single student. So not only will they provide the Kaplan, one of those Kaplan reports, that whichever you find is beneficial for you, ACT prep or the SAT prep, they'll take care of the FAFSA form for you for 4 years. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is supply the documents, right? They can't figure out your taxes for you. They can't provide your pay stubs, your assets for you. So all of that is done. Plus, as part of the package, we're going to put you in touch with one of the financial planners, and we've arranged for a 2-hour consultation with one of the financial planners to show you, hey, these are the things that you should be doing to maximize your benefits, to minimize that economic family or expected family contribution, right? That was the whole idea of our discussion this morning, is to say, how do we minimize that family contribution so our need becomes higher, so our merit shows as a greater need. So all of that is available. If you have a need for that, if you want, here's the information. I've given it to you. If you want to do it yourself, fine. If you want to outsource it, I'm a big believer in the idea of outsourcing it for a price that is significantly less than the cost of doing it yourself, I would say. And you're going to generally get much more benefit is the bottom line. You're going to have a lot of benefits to this. So if you have some questions about it, if you want some information on it, give me a call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Again, connect with us, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter, @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Again, as I ask always, set that first radio preset button to come back here every day and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to John, who's engineering us today. And, of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990.